Everyone, this is Shirina Gloria. I just want to show you a traditional, not sweet, you cannot call it sweet, it will be sweet, but something traditional that the Gujaratis and I think the up north people, everybody make it. So I've learned this from my husband's side, and since it's very cold now, they usually make it in winter, and so I've learned it and I'm making it now. I don't think many of us in Bangalore know about this. This is something that's called gum. It's hard, it's like marbles, like stones. Okay, it's very pretty to look at. You get it in the market. So this we'll have to buy that. It's called gum, and we'll have to buy that and then powder it. You can directly use it, but powdering it will make the process faster. So all you got to do is take how much you want, like 1 cup, 2 cups of this one, and powder it. So when you powder it, it becomes this way, like this, into powder, so it's easier to melt. And with that, see, I've used this measure cup. I've taken 2 cups of this and I've powdered it to this. Now with that, you've got to add dry fruits. Now I've added a lot of almonds. I've added cashews. I've cut them up into small bits, not very small. Sesame seeds, khaskhas, and these are the things. And then towards the ending, you'll have to use dry ginger powder, and then you'll have to use ghee. So I'm using this homemade ghee, which I had made in Gujarat out of the lovely buffalo's milk that I was getting. So I'm using this ghee. And what you have to do is, once you powder it, now I powdered it and I took 2 cups of this measure. This measure has 150 per cup. So that means 300 grams I've used of that powder. Then for 300 grams, I've used 10 glasses of water. So see, you'll have to double and triple the water for this when you're using this, because that has to melt. So what I've done is, for 2 glasses, I've used 10 glasses of water to be on the safer side. And see, I put it into water, and you have to keep stirring and stirring and stirring. You have to keep stirring. It's all melted, but then it will become till it becomes slightly thick. Once it becomes slightly thick, then you've got to use jaggery and not sugar. So jaggery is according to your taste, like how sweet you want, you can use, but you have to use it. It's part of the recipe. This is what people up north use for the cold weather. And before you eat anything in the morning, after you brush your teeth, I've seen them usually taking a teaspoon. So even we follow that and we take 1 teaspoon. So last year I made this during the winter, and now I'm making it again for these 2 months, and if it is cold, even in January. So this is what you have to do. So this is now happening, and in this, see, it looks like this, but it has to get thicker. And you mustn't stop. It's just like Mysore pak. Like, once you put in the basin, you cannot stop mixing. Like that, you shouldn't stop mixing, because what happens, it's gummy and it'll start catching at the bottom. So these are the things. I've not given you measurements for the dry fruits, is because you can use how much ever dry fruits you want. I'm using all together, I think it's around 200 grams of everything together. The more you use, the better for you. I'm using how much I have. Okay, so you can use how much you want. I'm going to use around 300 grams of ghee, because this ghee is homemade and very healthy. So and it's made out of buffalo's milk. So I'm going to use about 300 grams of this. I'm sure I'll be using 300 grams of jaggery, but I'll show you that as soon as I'm using it. So as I told you that, I'll be using jaggery. So this is 1 kg of jaggery. You can use any jaggery. Then this is about 50 grams of dry ginger powder. So all this we have to put it once this becomes a little more thick. So I'm still stirring. It'll take a while. We have to stir it till it becomes a little thick, and once it becomes thick, then we'll drop in the jaggery, and we'll put in the ghee, and we'll also put in the dry fruits. Okay, so I'll show you that. So now that all that thing is dry, melted out, that powder, I'm dropping in the jaggery. So you have to keep stirring and drop in the jaggery. Okay, and keep on stirring. In Hindi, I think it's called good. No, good is for jaggery. Gond or something it is called, but it is spelled as Gond. I've seen it I've checked it up Google. It's spelled Gond. So as you put the jaggery in, this is how it will look. You have to keep thickening it. It is very good for your bones during winter and every time, but especially during winter. It is very good for your bones. It will keep your body warm. You won't get joint pains, and it has all the goodness of life, like all the dry fruits like almonds and cashews and all that. It also has ginger powder and ghee. So all these things together, 1 teaspoon in the morning, will keep us healthy. All the time, but especially it's made during winter. That's what I've heard. So last year I made it, and I'm making it again this year. See, now I put all the ginger powder that I told you. I've taken 50 grams of ginger powder, and I'm mixing it, and you'll have to mix it till there's no lumps. And soon after that I'll put in my dry fruits. And don't bother about that dadi. That's my small little angel walking about. Daddy. Oh my sweetie pie. I will take you. So I've dropped in all my dry fruits. And after about a minute, I'll put in all my ghee. And then I'll stir it, and then I'll cool it. Now the thing is that we have finished making it now. Once you put your ghee and all, it'll be finished. It'll be finished once you put your ghee. And as the days go by, it'll thicken on its own, like due to the cold, or name it, I don't know, but it thickens on its own. So remember, just 1 teaspoon in the morning after you brush your teeth. Just take 1 teaspoon, and then afterwards you can have your breakfast. So as I told you, it strengthens the bones, it takes away joint pains, and many more. I guess you can ask your North Indian neighbors, and they'll tell you everything about it. See, it looks really beautiful. I really love it. And now I'm putting in the ghee. I've put in all the ghee. This is my lovely ghee, that buffalo's milk ghee, and I'm stirring it. And this is almost the finished product. I'll thicken it a bit, and I will show you now how it looks. So this is the finished product, which I told you I'll show you. This is how it looks. It is really, really tasty. I tasted it, and this is how it looks. It is very, very, very tasty and very healthy. See, this is how it looks. And as it cools down, it will become thicker and completely gummy. Okay, so thank you everyone for giving your time and watching through what I have made. I would feel really great if you try this just like I've tried it, and I am really enjoying it. So try it, and God bless everyone. Please like and subscribe. So this is how I'm storing it. The shelf life is really good, and I've put it in a steel dabba, and it will last me for about 2 months. 4 people will have a teaspoon each every morning after brushing, and I hope you guys will also try it, and you guys also get the good health.